Welcome back everybody to War 10 of Season 25. I'm fighting for the Alliance XMN and we're matched up against Dark Avengers, fighting in Tier 2. Looking at their Alliance info, they're a lower prestige Alliance, but they've been in Plat 1 for a little bit. And from all the intel I got from talking to various people out in the community, they're a pretty tight Alliance War Alliance. They're skilled, they clearly have a really good game plan when approaching wars, so we know it's going to be a pretty good challenge here. We have 5 fights lined up. We're going to start on Path 6. We have a red Magneto and an Emma Frost. Then we're going to hop over to Section 2, where we're taking Path 9, where we have a Korg with a Window of Opportunity and one eye open. Then a white Magneto as the second fight on Path 9. And we're going to end off the war versus a pretty unorthodox Protect boss, a Juggernaut. And when we were planning this war, this boss placement made us scratch our heads and think through it for quite a long time. And I'll talk about that when we get closer to the fight. But this is who we're bringing in. We're bringing in Double Torch. We're lucky enough to have a rank 3 and a rank 5. So we have access to 2 pre-fights along the wars. They're going to take on 4 fights. The rank 3 is taking on 3 fights, and the rank 5 is taking on 1. And then we're dusting off Symbiote Supreme, my first rank 3, to take on the Juggernaut boss at the end. So here's the first fight here. On Node 3, Aggression, Fury, and Strike Back. It's a red Magneto. And the game plan here is just parry and medium, light, medium, and his basic hits are energy, so that's perfect for Torch. We're not going to use our pre-fight here because we do need the pre-fight for Section 2. So that's okay. This fight should be straightforward anyways. Just have to keep an eye out for the Aggression Fury stacks. Try not to let that get out of hand, because I think since Magneto here is duped, he does have access to some block penetration. So it is I think it's quite possible for that chip damage to get out of hand if you let the Aggression Fury stacks get out of hand. But thankfully he throws his special one super quickly. We don't really have to worry about baiting too much here. And every hit we block is just going to add smolders, so it's just going to make him melt a little bit quicker. See if we can get into Nova here. There we go. We trigger a Nova and he's just going to melt. And we're going to finish the fight with a special 2. There we go. He's done. Less than 30 hits there. That's pretty much how we drew it up. And then we got another Torch fight here on Node 12, Power Focus 1. We have an Emma Frost. And we're going to use the 5-star here. We're going to burn his pre-fight. And we fought Emma a bunch this season, so we're pretty used to the rhythm of the fight. We're going to bait and Dexter special 1. We can take it off the block. That's just going to give us smolders. And I probably want to keep an eye on the power alternator timer. I don't think it's that big of a threat. Really, we're pretty comfortable blocking or dexing both of her specials, but just so we're not caught by surprise when she all of a sudden gains more power than from the power drain switch. So here we go. We burn the pre-fight. We're gonna take a few blocked hits just to get our openings. But we don't really care about the chip damage here because this is the only fight that we're using the 5-star Torch for, so no worries there. Just have to play it super safe and get through the fight efficiently. So here we go, we're taking chip hits off the block to get our openings, and she's not immune to Nova Flame, so that's pretty chill. We know that she's more likely to throw her special 1 when there's a bit of space between us and her, so like that right there. We blocked the first one, dex the second hit. It gives us 1 smolder and the ability to punish the special. So I want to bait out this special 1 here. There you go, she fires it. We're going to dex both to punish. She's going to steal our power. Had an eye on the timer there, so it wasn't really caught by surprise. But she's almost done. There you go, 1 special 1 to finish the fight. There's both Torch fights in Section 1 down. And we're going to head over to Section 2, where we're hopping on Path 9. We have a 5-star Korg here. We're going to use our 6-star rank 3. We're going to use the pre-fight here, because if we weren't going to use it, Korg is just going to shrug off the normal incinerates. So we're going to rely on the Nova Flames to do all our damage here. We're not going to use our special 2, just because it could stun him, and with Window of Opportunity here, and one eye open, that's not a chill combo. So I'm pretty comfortable fighting Korg. We fought him on Mixmaster a decent amount, especially in the off season. So his animations and the rhythm of the fight isn't too foreign to me. This is the first time I've ever fought him with Torch though, so that's pretty interesting. I'm going to play it safe. I don't really want to take any unnecessary risks. I just want to get through this fight efficiently. I'm using a combat regen boost because I'm using this same 6-star torch for the next fight as well, and figured it'd be a good idea because I'm taking chip damage off the block to get our openings, just to save some health. But you can see he's melting. This fight's going really well. We've had to bait out a few SP2s, no issue, super easy to get out of the way. And the Nova Flames are doing some really awesome work. There you go, he fires off his special 2, that's perfect. We should be able to finish him with 1 or 2 more combos. And he's done. There we go, really glad to get through that fight without an issue. And we preserved a good amount of health here. So we have a rank 3 white Magneto here. A window of opportunity and empowered immunity. Like the red Magneto at the start, his basic hits are going to give us smolders. We don't have a pre-fight. We don't really need it here. It should be simple enough. And I'm going to try my best to push this white Magneto to a special 2. I think the biggest threat for me here is accidentally eating a special 1. I just don't want any of that smoke whatsoever. So you're going to see me use a few 5-hit combos, which isn't as common with Torch, but that's with the intention of pushing his power over to his special 2. So I'm going to turtle up as much as possible, just to discourage him from firing off the special 1. I don't really care about the chip damage too much. I'm not using Torch for any other fights here. This is the last fight that we're using him for. We successfully push white Magneto to his special 2. It's cake to Dex, really low threat. We're just past halfway through and we're not even a minute into the fight, so we're in good shape here. We have tons of health to work with. Fires off that special 2. And once again, I don't really want to throw the special 2. At this point, I've completely forgot which timer is what with the window of opportunity, so I don't want to take an unnecessary risk and stun him. Especially since our incinerators are doing so much work, there's really no point. And he's done. So there's that 4th fight. We have 1 more left, and we have a Juggernaut boss here. And we weren't sure why he was here or if there was a trap here. And after thinking through this for quite a bit, we thought that there was the threat of this Juggernaut having maybe Mystic Dispersion 5. And if you were to use Torch, maybe the idea here was to trap you into the corner where you're dexing against the wall, triggering Mystic Dispersion, giving him a bar of power, and then having to fight off that Unstoppable. So we decided to play it really safe. We thought Symbiote Supreme would be a really safe option here because you can control the Unstoppable threat and have the backup option of always being able to cycle through your special 3s if your normal staggers don't come through. So this is really interesting. Ended up having to dust off my first rank 3. He's at SIG 200, and the plan here is to cycle SP3s. We have Mystic Dispersion at level 4, so we should be gaining a fair amount of power. And then we also have Deep Wounds at level 5. So that first Unstoppable gets through our staggers. No big deal. We can deal with 1. And then we realize that he's not even running a high level of Mystic Dispersion. So I think Torch would have been fine here, but regardless, I think it's a really safe fight with Symbiote Supreme here. Pretty comfortable fighting with Sim. So there's our first special 3. And once we get that first special 3 going, he should start to melt. We have the benefit of being able to nullify his Unstoppable, his Furies, and then some of the adaptive buffs too. So that always helps. And you can see the bleeds are starting to stack up and he's starting to just melt away. I get tagged by a special 1 there. That's on me. I was watching the bleed ticks over his power level. That's a mistake on my end, but not too punishing there. We get to another special 3, and that's going to be the rhythm of the fight here. Special 3, get our hits in, get as many bleeds in as possible while staying mindful of his specials. We don't really have to worry about any of the Unstoppable stuff now, between our staggers applying and us being able to remove them if they get through with the special 3. Super low threat. I shoot up to a 3rd bar of power there again. So at this point I know the fight is over. I just need to bait out 1 more special 2, and that's actually a pretty decent amount of chip damage. Not bad there, Juggernaut. There we go, we're firing off our special 3. He's at just a sliver of health, and we have tons of health on our end to work with. At no point did I feel like I was out of control here. There's our lot. There's an opening there. We can stack in bleeds. I love playing Sim. His animations are super smooth. He's one of the more satisfying champs to play, so I was really grateful that I had the chance to use him in war here. So there we go. He's down. We had one technical error where we accidentally took a special one. But thankfully, everything else in that fight went to game plan. So there we go. There's our 5 fights. We got through without a death. That's always cool. Congratulations to Dark Avengers. As we suspected at the start, we thought they were going to be a really skilled alliance that were super tight in war, and that turned out to be the case. They absolutely outplayed us. We made a bunch of undisciplined mistakes across the board, and I don't think we deserved that win, and they definitely deserved it, so congrats to them. We have 2 wars left, and I think we have to at least go 1-1 to stay in Plat 1, so the pressure is on. Thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you at the next war.